there a threat? All types, organized crime, botnets, cyber criminals. This is what's called the Cyber 12 Initiative. Why is it important to you? Because this is where the nation is going.
Every competition is couched in a business scenario. This year, the student teams, or the blue teams, are employees of the City of Avalon, and they have to keep the City of Avalon's, various IT systems running, and they have to protect them from the red team.
We have objectives from the red team perspective of interfering with their services to affect their scoring abilities. And that's one of the primary objectives besides just causing general mayhem.
Like a cron, a W-get, or a girl to send her phone home through their interface.
Some of these folks get paid to break into either their company's systems or their client systems for a living, and so they'll be wreaking havoc on the student networks.
I'll run a script that'll just start deleting files, and then they're slowly kind of like melts from there.
Much like this competition is stacked against the student teams, in the real world, the cyber game is stacked against the good guys. The good guys have to protect every single asset, and the bad guys only have to find one way in.
All right, gang, listen up. Also, as part of that network, both Tenable and Solera have graciously given us large amounts of infrastructure for your monitoring and use.
So Solera's role in the competition is to provide full packet capture systems. Everything that goes on between the student teams and the red team is captured digitally. And so here you have a collection of data that shows both attack and defense scenarios. They'll then do post-competition forensics, which is really, really valuable.
Adequate defense requires a thorough understanding of how things are functionally attacked. You have to be prepared to capture all of that data during the exercise. And so, just as you have flight cameras and you have helmet cams for infantrymen, Solera is our camera on this exercise.
Dr. Pepper is the power drink. It's our team's secret weapon. You shake them up and you toss them in the red team room.
Your job is to deploy the shell, scoring, and hiding your processes.
I think the mindset of the people in the room is our greatest weapon. And it's the creativity of the people that come up with these scenarios about how they're going to gain a foothold in the blue team. And they've got USB tokens, they've got advanced Trojans that can embed itself inside of a program on the blue team system. So there's a lot of good creativity in the room, which is by far giving us the advantage more than anything else.
So Team 1's database is now here on my hard drive and no longer on their server. So here's all your data, guys. Of all that.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I restart it? I know.
They say, do not reboot this machine. That would really suck for you and me.
Don't give them time to do anything.
What have they done?
Our host name is I Heart Red Cell.
I'm going to get through Solera and see what we can find from it.
Okay, then search PCAP right there. It'll estimate the number of artifacts that are there, and as soon as artifacts are up, you can access them. You can take a look at it.
Here's the IP. Ask if we can block this IP.
Right.
Yes.
We got to fill it.
This is great. Everyone check 23500. Make sure it's not open.
Using Solera, they actually caught a hacker inside their network phoning back out to exercise control, and so now the hacker has to find a new home on the network to attack from, and they get their points back, and frankly they found all that information and made it all nicely packaged using DeepSeek.
The hacker community is continuously evolving, and most of the solutions today will protect you against known problems. It's the unknown, and so how do you quickly react to the unknown? People have to keep their head in the game, and we want to provide them the tools so that they can stay focused on resolving the event and understanding how far the breach is, what artifacts were either pulled out, what artifacts were injected into the network, and we want to provide them with that instantaneous access, and so they'll have a better appreciation for what network forensics is, what it really means to capture all the packets and see everything and then react to it.
In the real world, at 5 o'clock, really only one side goes home, and it's not the red.
We're going to be listening to you tomorrow. And please don't wear shorts.
My hopes for today were dashed when, we found out that the red team had access to all of our systems. I'm pretty sure that we've lost at least our outside firewall, which is the ASA device, and probably a couple of our Linux machines.
As we move closer to the end of the exercise, we start releasing the chokehold on the red cells. Okay, well, go ahead and rewrite everything to DevNull or format a hard drive. Don't do all of them, but start locking them out. Start taking over their firewalls. Start doing things that are really bad. Just flat out malicious.
John and Jane Doe, please add them to the victim registry. So, Sahara DB job?
Which villain with the red team? I would say probably Joker from The Dark Knight. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good comparison. They play with you a lot. They play mind games, and they don't care.
They need to be prepared for the known threat and the unknown threat. The known threat's a lot easier to be prepared for, and I think the experiences that they have here start to define some of the things that were unknown in their minds and get them thinking about how to defend their networks against it.
I gotta admit, from a forensic analysis, the level of data that we're collecting now at this event is huge, and that's predominantly because of vendors like Solera and the amount of data that they're capturing, and not just capturing, but how they can filter it, sort it, display it, because again, the next step is to take all that data back, try to learn from it so that you're better prepared next time you do this. And so I shoulder surfed one of the techs in there, and the data that we're gathering from an analysis perspective is priceless.
Certainly the lessons that the students are learning are going to directly apply to their job, whether they be in local government, federal government, the military, or in some sort of industry, or in nonprofit and education. So it's sort of, it's saving the world.
If I had to pick a good guy for the blue team, we'd probably be the cops. We're not the super defenders. We're there to help, but given enough time, we will be the super defenders. We're the up and comings.